Hey everyone, it's Rob with Passport to the Parks, and today is Thursday, July the 2nd, and we're here live again from my office. It is not Disney World, unfortunately, but eventually we will get back there for sure. But we are here in the office because I'd like to talk about a lot of things that are going on. Some cool things, some not so cool things, and just whatever else is happening. And I always like to chat with everybody and get your thoughts and feelings and emotions on what's going on. And maybe you guys can shoot some other things our way if there's anything good to talk about. Always up in the air for suggestions, and just to have a lot of fun here and bring a little bit of news and whatever. We'll have fun doing it. But just a little report. My last live that I did, I was having some issues with atrial fib, and I talked a little bit about having to go to the doctor for that. And I did go to the doctor. If you saw my post on Facebook, I had a couple pictures from Celebration, where my doctor actually is, which is, going to the doctor is never any fun, but when you get to go to Celebration where your doctor's at and kind of hang around there for a while and just see how beautiful it is there and just be out and about again, really makes things a little bit easier to go and deal with that kind of stuff. So it was pretty much a long day at the doctor. Actually had two appointments, one not related to the atrial fib thing, but I did see the doctor, and we went over a lot of things, and it had been a while since I'd gone for any follow-ups to the doctor. Haven't had too many major issues, but it's been flaring up a little bit, so decided to go back and talk to him about a couple different things, and we're going to go back through like the testing processes and stuff of having like echoes done and a stress test, and they were like a monitor for a while just to see, how things are going and compared to what, things used to be and what they are now. So I'm going to go through that process, and we had talked about, and I had told you guys too, about a possible ablation where they go actually into the heart and they cauterize some of one of the valves to prevent the fibrillation of the atrial fib from occurring. And we talked about that too. So there's a combination of medications and that, and just some different things to do to try to get that a little more under control. But not too bad right now. Always have some issues sometimes with it occurring at any given time. So seems to be fine right now, and we're just kind of moving on from that. But thank you guys for all the great comments, and I know you guys were concerned about that. So I'll try to keep you posted as much as possible moving forward with that whole procedure. But over the next month or so, I'm going to have, some of these tests done. And I've had these tests done in the past, and I'm sure maybe some of you out there have had these tests done as well, stress tests and those kind of things. So never any fun, but hey, it is part of life and part of having a good extended life for sure. So we'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. Got a lot of people coming on here, which is always cool. Dean, welcome. Thank you for being here. Kevin and Teresa, great to see you. Happy early 4th of July. Unfortunately, doesn't look like the 4th of July is going to be any sort of a bang, probably for most of the country, but definitely down here in Florida, they've canceled a lot of things. They're closing the beaches. They're cutting back on a lot of things due to what's happening. I think SeaWorld is still having their fireworks, but that's the only one that I know of so far. Obviously, we know Disney's not going to be open. And even when they do open, they're not going to have their fireworks and a lot of events that would, have people congregate together into groups. So kind of a bummer there. We'll get through it, though, and we'll still enjoy the 4th of July. I know that they're cutting back on family gather. Well, I should say, I guess you're only allowed to get together with your immediate family. So you're not allowed to have like parties and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that's statewide, but I've been hearing that throughout at least the state of Florida. Different areas are doing different things, but excuse me. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to be rude, but we'll talk a little bit more about that with the whole COVID thing and stuff that's going on, especially in Florida. Alice, how relaxing watching them float along. Let's see here. Oh, for the my intro with the gondolas. Yeah, that is very cool. Little news about the gondolas as well too. We'll talk about. Lori Jean, hello. Eric, it is hot outside. It's been hot like every single day here. It's been humid and hot, like in the mid 90s, high 90s here in Florida, and it rains pretty much each night. It's pretty much the summer here in Florida. We get used to it. In fact, I'm starting to hear a little bit of rumbling out there now as we speak. So you can always count, usually around 4 or 5 o'clock in the summer in Florida, that you're going to have some sort of a rainstorm. Hey, Mark Jacobs, welcome. Karki saying hello to everyone. Thank you for being here. Krista, welcome from Wales in the UK. Awesome. Always great to have you. Mike, nice shots of the Skyliner. I'm glad you like that. Resort Budgeting saying hello to everybody. William Maltby, happy 4th, Rob. Hope you are feeling better. It's my birthday. Awesome. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great birthday today. Spent last night in Disney Springs. Very, very cool. Hope you had a great time there. I know that everybody is trying to do their best with the social distancing. Sorry, I'm scratching my side there. And wearing their masks and trying to be good, especially with Disney, which is always a good thing. Simon, welcome. Thank you for being here. Alice, hello. Lisa Warden, great to have you here. Simon R., nice to see you today. Very cool. Dave, I am doing well. Thank you very much. Orange, Cone Vlogs, yes, awesome to see you here as well. Rob, best of luck with the cardiac concerns. Thank you very much. Like I said, it's just, kind of a normal procedure going through all this stuff and just trying to make sure that I'm on the right track to being healthy with this. Benjamin Haley, thank you for being here. Glad to see you as well. Mike Tomlinson, Canada had no fireworks yesterday. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see much of it anywhere, which is probably a good thing for now. I think the less events we have going on, the safer it's going to be for a lot of people. Rick, Rob, too bad the Cavs don't have a court at Coronado Springs. Seriously, the Cavs aren't even going to be in there. But at least LeBron can try the siesta nachos. Yeah, I wonder if he'll be roaming around there trying some of that stuff. Not that you really get a chance to probably see him, but it would be pretty cool if some of the players do roam around. From what I've heard, they're going to try to keep the NBA players pretty much in a bubble and try to keep them as healthy as possible. I know they're only having limited people that the players themselves can have coming in and out. Obviously, they don't want any reason for them to contract the virus and have anything happen to the NBA. As of right now, it's still on track. In fact, that's one of the things we can jump right into. Let me show you here real quick. Let me cue this up. Give me 1 second here. Really wasn't what I was going to start with, but since we're already talking about it, why not? Come on, where are you at? So this is cool. The NBA actually released these pictures today, and they're setting up the practice courts over in Coronado Springs. So very cool. You can see the Pacers there, and it's kind of hard to see the other one. Maybe the Mavericks, I think, is the other one. And there's the basketball nets that they can go up and down. Those are portable, so they can move those around to the different courts. And then the platforms that they lay out. But very cool. It looks like maybe each team will have their own court to practice on. And you can see they're bringing in more pallets there, more platforms. But this is kind of cool that they shared that. There's so much convention space over at Coronado Springs. So obviously it's a good thing to at least utilize all that open space, because they're definitely not going to be holding any conventions anytime soon. So how cool is this, though, that all these NBA players are just going to be hanging out over at Coronado and doing their normal practices, and then eventually starting the season, I believe, on July the 30th over at ESPN, the Wide World of Sports complex over there. Hey, Rob Gallo, thank you so much. $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that very much. It's great to see you as well. Always much appreciated. The super chats always help to support things here and keep things going, and it's just a very nice gesture, and I truly do appreciate that. You guys know that. But yeah, very cool about the NBA. Let me flip over to the NBA website here. They actually had some of the FAQs and stuff that they were talking about. The whole new game, 88 games, 22 teams. you can go and read through this a little bit more, but they basically go through in detail how the season is basically going to work. You can see that they've chosen, based on a competitive format approved by the NBA Board of Governors and the NBA Players Association, 22 teams will return to play during the 2019-20 NBA season. The 22 teams consist of 16 teams, 8 per conference, the current playoff positions, and the 6 teams that are currently 6 games or fewer behind the 8th seed in their respective conferences. So because they were already into the season and they had, some of the playoff seeds already sort of the hierarchy already set, so you had those teams that are in, and then the 6 teams that were just basically below those teams. Unfortunately, my Cavs are not in there. Ever since LeBron went to the Lakers, of course, the Cavs went right downhill again. But we did win our championship. Thank you, LeBron, for bringing that to us. That was awesome. But you can see the different teams that are in here: Boston, Indiana, Miami, Washington, LA, Memphis, Phoenix, OKC. Those kind of teams are all going to be there. The NBA is going to restart. Learn more about the NBA restart. 22 teams will play 8 seeding games each on the road for the NBA playoffs. There's a video that you can watch there as well. We won't get too much in depth here, but basically the teams are going to start traveling here to Orlando on the 7th through the 9th. They'll be in their respective hotels. I believe it was Coronado Springs. I think, was it Yacht and Beach Club or something like that? And maybe the Animal Kingdom Lodge was another one they were going to stay at, but they're broken up into different teams throughout the different resorts, which I believe the Lakers, LeBron, is staying at Coronado Springs, so one of my favorite resorts for sure, that he'll be there if you're a LeBron fan. But again, it's not like you can just walk in there and roam around and see these players for sure. Let's see, the team training camps and scrimmages will begin the 9th through the 29th, which they'll obviously be using those courts over at Coronado Springs. And then on the 30th, the season will resume. They'll play their games, and then playoffs starting on August 17th, conference semifinals, and then all the way through September. September 30th will be the NBA finals. We will see what happens if they actually get through this. If they don't land up shutting things down along the way. It is it's no secret what's happening here in Florida. We'll kind of jump into this a little bit, and then we'll talk about some happy stuff. But, Florida is not looking good again. Total reports of, let's see here. Let me jump down here. Tested. So the total tests they've had so far is over 2 million. 169,000 have tested positive. 1.8 million have tested negative. So I guess that's a good thing if you look at it as a total perspective, but that is still a very high number of people testing positive. This is the Florida Department of Health. If you guys want to jump on there, you can take a look at the numbers a little more in depth, but it breaks it down from Florida residents to non-Florida residents. But this is kind of the scary thing right here, is you can see the trend, number of cases per day, and this is in Florida specifically. So back like on June 18th, we were down to about 3,300 cases. Excuse me, there was a spike around June 25th through the 27th where it actually got up to about 9,500 cases. And then it dropped again. It dropped down to 5,000 and 6,000 cases. So I personally thought we were sort of on a good trend there again. And then suddenly, here we go. July 1st, it jumped up to 9,500 cases again. And I believe today, the 2nd, they've actually jumped up to about 10,000 cases in Florida, confirmed cases, which that is not a good trend at all. It's a scary trend. Looked like we're dropping, and now it's just jumping up again. So kind of the pattern seems to be a spike and then a little bit of a lull and then another spike. I'm not sure how this is going to look moving into, especially the opening of Disney coming up on July 11th. Whether or not they're going to move ahead with those plans. There's a whole lot of things happening in the state right now. I know Miami Beach has put a curfew into place. Jacksonville, Brevard County, Broward County, Miami-Dade County. Those are more in the southern areas, and Jacksonville is north. Have put in mandatory mask mandates right now, and they're just cutting back on a lot of things with bars opening. There's a lot of the southern states are doing that, but it looks like they're trying to pick and choose right now as far as what to do as far as opening, scaling back. Different counties, different areas are doing different things, so we'll see as time moves on here. The Orlando area is sort of a hot spot with some of these things as well. As far as I know, they haven't mandated anything as far as masks, anything like that. Obviously, we know that the theme parks, Disney included, has mandated that you will wear face masks. They're putting all these procedures in place as far as social distancing and hand washing and wearing the masks and those kind of things. So definitely want to see that continue on and just make sure that everybody is safe. Just wear the mask. It is what it is. Like I said, don't make it political. Don't do those kind of things. It's just for everybody's safety. It's wearing these masks keeps my family safe, and I'm keeping your family safe in doing so. Nothing set in stone yet as far as any sort of closures or anything like that. Universal still moving ahead. SeaWorld is still open. Disney is still looking to open on the 11th with all kinds of previews prior to that. So we'll see what happens. Kind of jumping in to what else is going on in Walt Disney World. Blog Mickey actually reported, and I follow Blog Mickey a lot. Mike, I've met him a few times. He's a pretty very nice guy, and he really reports a lot of great stuff over at Blog Mickey, and I follow a lot of things that he reports over there. So one of the things that he reported today was that the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom are booked for annual pass holders during the month of July. So as of right now, as an annual pass holder, he says, but let's see, the next week Disney World theme parks are now fully booked for annual pass holders in the month of July. Back on June 26th, Disney's Hollywood Studios became the first Disney World theme park to be fully booked for annual pass holders for the month of July on the new Disney Parks Pass reservation system, and now the Magic Kingdom and Disney's Animal Kingdom have joined in. Epcot is currently the only Walt Disney World theme park that annual pass holders can book in July right now. So I talked about this when we talked about the pass holder previews in a past video, and this is really kind of bumming me out, especially as a pass holder. I have my pass holder bookings for July 15th, 16th, and I believe 18th or 19th, something like that. But I can't book anything else as a pass holder beyond that. I only get 3 options. So I'm assuming that once I use one of those options, so if I go on the 15th to Epcot, and I can go back in and rebook. But obviously the month of July is now completely booked for pass holders. So even if I wanted to go back in the month of July, it's not going to happen. So I'll be going 3 times during the month of July as a pass holder. And, who knows beyond that? I have to wait again to the 15th. They could be booking into August by then. The folks that are going to go the first week that they're open, they're going to be booking into August. And not a very cool thing. Now, I know that Disney, I believe, is, giving their options that you can cancel your pass and, those kind of things. But, it's really a bummer that being a pass holder and being able, in the past to go for so many days and now being very, very, very limited is a difficult thing. So, if you're staying on resort property, you do have some better options as far as booking reservations, which is a good thing. If you're spending the money to be there on property, that's a good thing that you can have a little more wide range of booking opportunities. But as a pass holder, being very limited, it's kind of a bummer. Let's see here. Let me go back to some of the comments. Where did I leave off here? Let's see here. Lori Jean. Welcome, Rick. I believe I got you. Kevin and Teresa, how many people yawned after Rob did? I'm sorry about that. Sometimes you just can't control the yawn. And yeah, it's a weird thing if you're in a room with people who yawn, then you automatically like yawn yourself. It's like just talking about it now, I'm feeling it too. It's like a weird psychological thing with yawning. Sharon, take care, Rob. I've been through cardiac issues too. I will, and I hope you're doing well, Sharon, but thank you very much. Alice, this afternoon is sauna after the rain. Just the humidity during the summer here can be really crazy at times, but something that we learn to deal with, and you kind of stay inside and just sort of get through the rainy season and the humidity and stuff like that. So, opening up in July, wearing the mask at Disney, it's going to be hot, it's going to be uncomfortable, but we're going to go through and do it. I have some personal, I don't want to say, I don't know what the right word is here, but we'll say personal issues about going. I really want to go, and I'm planning on going, but the other half of me is kind of nervous about going as well, just going out into the highly public areas and going through. Obviously we're going to take all the precautions, the masks and the hand washing and the social distancing and everything, but it is what it is. And these cases are spiking. It's all around right now, so it's going to be a personal choice for everybody on whether or not you want to go or not. I definitely want to go. I do miss the Disney parks very much, and I would love to go. I just wish the circumstances were different, and I'd really like to see those cases start to come down a little bit more in Florida, but it doesn't look that way. And if this trending keeps going up and up and up, and even if we're scaling back on some things and it is not changing, I can't imagine that the state's not going to step in and start doing, some heavier restrictions. I know that Texas is doing some things. Utah, I believe, is doing some things. Arizona, and they're really starting to scale back in a lot of the openings and things like that. So, Simon, yes, nice to hear. I have a doctor's appointment on Monday. Going to check some things out. I've been worrying for a couple things lately, hoping I can stop worrying. Just get back to life. I hope things go well for you as well. Obviously, I don't want anybody to have medical issues. We all go through things in our life at some point or another, and I hope you are going to do very well. Definitely take care of yourself. I know that I am, and I hope you do as well. Hey, Peter. Hey, from the Netherlands. Awesome. Thank you for being here from the Netherlands. That's cool. Bill, happy 4th. Happy early 4th to you as well. Alice, did they list the teams for the NBA? They did. Hopefully you saw that. Again, if you go on NBA.com, they list in detail everything that's going on how the NBA is going to operate and who's going to be here. Rob, wonder if the former check-in area will be a practice area too. It has been completely gutted. I haven't been there since before the closure, so I know that the former check-in area at Coronado Springs, before they opened the Gran Destino, they still had all the check-in counters and everything there, and they would use it for overflow. I'm not sure what they would use it for now. I don't know if it's actually been completely gutted with all the counters and stuff through there, but they have so much convention space there. I mean, they have tons. I mean, it is huge, all the convention area that they have. So as far as putting the players in separate courts and keeping them in their own practice areas and everything, they have plenty of space down in that convention area. Alice, look how shiny the floor is. Yeah, all the NBA stuff you guys are chatting about here. Guess some people have their favorites here. Toronto, Mike likes Toronto. Resort budgeting players should watch your old videos for the layout of Coronado Springs. The NBA is sponsored by Passport to the Parks. Oh, geez. I don't think I could afford the price tag to sponsor an NBA event for sure, but that would be cool. If, actually, people have, I've had a ton of people that have gone to my live walkthrough of ESPN, the Wide World of Sports. I did a live stream through there and went through the whole Wide World of Sports, and I get all these NBA people that are coming, NBA fans, none of the players that I know of, but they go through and they're watching the tour and they're seeing the basketball arena, basically to get an idea of where the NBA is going to be playing. So that's very cool, and they've been leaving comments like, "Hey, thanks for the video, and we're here because of the NBA and all that." So thanks for the NBA for kicking up my live tour video. That really is cool. So if you want to know exactly where they're playing, definitely go check out that video, and you can see very in depth. I have good shots of the arena, and there was kids playing in it at the time, so good feel of what that's going to look like. Bob, Walt Disney World has now announced that the Fall 2020 program, which was set to begin in late August and run through January, has been canceled. The program is now suspended until further notice. That the Fall 2020 program, let's see, Fall 2020 program, which program are we talking about there? Sorry if I'm not, the college program. Okay, college, you said it right under there. So the whole college program has been canceled for 2020. That, I would see that because, again, I don't know that Disney is probably 100% sure about what's going to happen. Obviously, the state is not sure what's going to happen. The virus isn't even sure what's going to happen, whether or not it's going to stay or go. So I can't imagine that they probably would bring back all those college program people, not knowing, if they're going to have to send them home right away. So, and plus there's so many cast members here that just need the employment right now. So I can imagine that they're going to give them first priority and then bring in the college program sometime in the future, I guess next year. Mike, hey, let's see, how far is the walk from Caribbean Beach, Jamaica to the main pool, Skyliner? So from Jamaica, okay, so to the main pool, if you're getting from Jamaica, there's actually a bridge that runs between Aruba and Jamaica that goes right over to the main pool area, over to the pool in, I just blanked out what the name is over there, Old Port Royale. So that's not a bad walk at all. You can do it in probably 5 or 7 minutes to walk over there. Jamaica, as far as the Skyliner station, is literally like right across the street from Jamaica. So you walk over a crosswalk and it's like right there, the main station. And then Aruba is right next to the Riviera station. So you can really walk to either station between Riviera or the main station there at Caribbean Beach. But if you're in Jamaica, you're not far at all. You're within just a few minute walk of the Skyliner station. So Jamaica is definitely recommended if you want good Skyliner access. My favorite place is Trinidad. I just think it's very quiet and beautiful back there, and you have the Spyglass Grill back there, and it's not too far to walk either over to the Skyliner as well. Let's see here. Hey, my buddy Ryan is on here. Everybody wish Ryan and his wife Shannon congratulations. They just had a baby boy just a couple days ago. So congratulations to you, Ryan, for being a new dad. Ryan and his wife Shannon, congratulations to them. Dave C. California is really scaling back on things. Not sure if Disneyland will be able to open. Yeah, they're still on an indefinite closure there, depending on what's going to happen in the state. And that's why it really makes me nervous about what's going to happen here in Florida. It just seems so inevitable that something like that is going to happen here in Florida as well. I feel really bad if something does happen as far as Disney opening and then having to close right away. I'd hate to see something like that. I really hope that things at least go well and they can remain open just for the cast member perspective. I have friends that are cast members, and I know that they rely on this employment. There's so many cast members that need to, to get back to work there. And, obviously they want to feel safe, but they need to go. They need to take care of their families. And, we just have to keep our fingers crossed that this is going to get better, especially here in Florida and eventually in California as well. Now, Tokyo Disneyland, we can jump over to that real quick. Let me bring something back over here. Let me set this back up. Tokyo Disneyland did reopen, and let me jump over to Twitter here. If you put in Twitter Tokyo Disneyland, a lot of stuff comes up here, a lot of cool stuff. But there is a really neat video, kind of shows some of the stuff that's happening in Disneyland. I guess they had kind of a rainy opening, but we'll get a general idea here.
けで本当に嬉しいので、パークの空気感を思う存分楽しみたいなって思ってます。
Alright, so I guess it restarts from there, but kind of nice to see. I mean, you know, at least we get to see a little bit of some Disney opening. There's some pictures and stuff here. Let me scroll through and maybe find a couple nice pictures that they had. Yep, that's going to take me to a website. Don't want to do that, but you can see some of the pictures. People excited there. There's a lot of social distancing stuff through here. People taking their selfies. There was one picture on here. Let me see if I can find it again. Where they're actually inside, right here. That's inside the new monorail that they have over there. Look how awesome that looks. They got the Mickey Mouse heads on the windows. The doors have the Mickey Mouse etched into the windows there. Seating looks really great, but they actually have people in there helping with the social distancing. So it looks like they're, you know, a cast member is actually assisting with that, especially inside the monorail itself. Look at the even the handrails up here. Let me get my picture out of the way. The handrails are little Mickey Mouse heads up there that you can hold on to. I mean, this is what I truly hope to see sometime in the near future coming to Walt Disney World, as far as you know, a new monorail system. That would be awesome to see something like this. These really look beautiful, but just to get another picture of what's happening there in Tokyo. So this will really give us a good idea of what, you know, Disney World is going to feel like going through. You could see, you know, in some of that video, you know, people trying to social distance. They have everything marked off, and it's going to feel strange. Well, I guess maybe not strange to the fact of we're kind of used to it now. You know, you go to the store, you go to the post office, you go anywhere, and they have everything marked off, and it is what it is. But you know, it's gone are the days for a while of just kind of running through and having that, you know, extremely open experience at any of the Disney parks. It's going to be very oriented. It's going to be very well kept by cast members and everything. But again, and I've talked about this in the past. You know, when I went to Disney Springs, I did find myself at certain times kind of falling into that pattern of forgetting myself. And I've talked about this. When you're in Disney, you get into that magical feeling. You know, the pixie dust is flowing through the air and everything, and you start to forget yourself, and you start, you know, kind of bumping into people and getting a little too close to people, and it is what it is. It's that magic feeling that you have, and you just forget what you're really supposed to be doing and taking those precautions. So just be careful if you do go. You know, be in the magic and be happy, but don't fall too much into it that you completely forget yourself. I was guilty of that, and I think I said it on a live stream. It's like, oh, you know, what am I doing here? There's people all around. I'm too close to people, and then you sort of thinking, well, I have to figure this out again, and I have to regroup and reset myself. So let's see, Nicole, I'm looking at it now, and it still says 15 and beyond is still open. I might be doing something wrong. Were you looking at the for pass holders? I think I'm jumping in on a conversation here. Mike, hey Rob, how far is the walk from Caribbean Beach? I got that one already. Nicole, you just refreshed the page and now it's gone. So I'm assuming you're talking about maybe the pass holder page. Maybe even Epcot is booked through July now as well. I'm sure they're going to go very, very quick. Bill, are resort pools still open? Yes, I believe any resort you go to, the pools are open. I've seen some videos out there of people actually in the pool, swimming around, doing vlogs and stuff like that. You know, they're in the pools, no masks, and you know, you're kind of swimming around each other and stuff. So there's opportunities for things to happen. That's That's the one thing is, and again, it goes back to my point of, you forget yourself at some point because you're in the magic. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? So no matter what, we have to be as cautious as we possibly can, and we can't forget ourselves. Even if we're in the pool, we don't have the mask on, try to distance yourself and, not play around so much in the pool and around the pool area and stuff like that. Even eating, you go to the tables and, you have a group of people at a table, and of course you can't eat with your mask on. But again, there's the opportunity for things to happen there. You're never going to be 100% sure about anything going. It's just, we have to do the best we can and just try to keep up with things as best as possible. So, but yeah, the pools are open. Everybody saying congratulations to Ryan for his new son. That is awesome. Sherry, awesome sunsets travel. Hello, everyone. Hello to you. Alice, pump sanitizer surprised you. Andy, hey, how are you? Andy Riz, thank you for being here. Pete here, great to have you here and for being a moderator. Is it safer to cough underwater? Pete here is asking. I don't know. I think I think they've actually proven that the transmission through water is not happening. So I guess coughing underwater wouldn't be a bad thing. It's not transmittable through the water from what I've understood. So it's really through the air and through contact and things like that. So I don't believe it's like floating around in the water. Plus the chlorine stuff that they use should probably kill it pretty quick, even if it is in there. Bill, unfortunately, no Disney for me this vacation, but I will be in Universal on the 4th through the 12th. Very excited. Oh, excuse me. That is awesome, Bill. I hope you have a wonderful time. Excuse me, geez. Looks like a lot of people have been having fun at Universal as well, and they're taking all the same precautions there that Disney is taking, so very, very cool. Resort budgeting, I watched another live streamer the other night. Looked very busy, almost looked normal. Disney Springs is always busy, especially in the evening. Yeah, it seems Disney Springs is probably a little hard to maintain the capacity levels. I don't know if they're... From what I could tell, it didn't look like they were limiting people going in. I think they're limiting people going in and out of the shops themselves if they can, but getting onto Disney Springs property, you just go through the screening and then you're in. But yeah, again, it's one of those things that, you kind of get caught up in the moment and you start to forget and you're in the crowds and you never know what's going to happen here. Andy, chlorine will be killing anything that can hurt you. Let's hope so. Let's just hope that it doesn't become a government standard to where maybe they suggest that we inject chlorine like some of the cleaning solutions they were suggesting before. But yeah, I would assume that the chlorine would definitely kill it in the water. So safe in water. It's like bees, I guess. If you see the corona cloud coming towards you, dive in the pool of water and chlorine to protect yourself. I don't know if that's true or not, but not that you could see the cloud. I wish we could see it. That'd be cool if they had like a luminol spray that you could spray in the air and detect the corona if it's in the air or not. But yeah, that might be a scary thing to actually see. Alice, so the hard rain may actually help wash it away. Let's see, Alice, Merritt Island is getting washed currently. It's pouring. Yeah, it's going to move in here too. In fact, let me look out my window here, and yeah, it looks a little overcast there for now. It'll come like around 5 or usually 5 o'clock-ish or so. It'll start to pick up for sure. What else do I want to talk about here? I think I got everything that I wanted to. The pass holders, the NBA, Tokyo Disneyland. So yeah, I think that's pretty much good for now. I'm going to try to do this as much as possible. Just kind of come on and talk about, some of the current events that are happening. And, just have some fun with you guys until we can actually get back to the parks full time. And we'll keep you updated, especially on what's going on with the corona situation here in Florida. And, if there's any major changes from what I hear locally, if you guys are planning, trips down here, I'll try to keep you guys as posted as much as possible. Disney Parks blog also has some stuff on Tokyo Disney reopening as well. They got a cool little video here if you want to go check that out. In fact, I actually want to watch that, so let me... This is a sunrise at Tokyo Disney. Just seeing Disney parks again is such a beautiful thing. Especially Tokyo. Tokyo Sea is just a beautiful, beautiful place. I've never personally been there, but just the videos and the pictures and stuff that I've seen, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. So definitely a place that I'd love to see. My buddy Greg from Expedition Greg had a trip planned there to go there this year, and he had to rebook it for next year. So he will be going, and he does all kind of live streams there too. So you'll be able to check him out next year, hopefully at Tokyo Disney, and that would be a lot of fun. Let's see, resort budgeting. What is your go-to attraction when the parks open up? Mine will be Living with the Land. I am a huge Living with the Land fan myself. I love riding that ride for sure. If we're talking about Epcot, that would definitely be one of them. Soarin' would be another good one. You know, the riding through Imagination with Figment is always a fun one. My daughter loves that one. But if I were to definitely choose something, it's not really a ride, but it's more of an attraction. I love the American Adventure at Epcot. That's one of my favorite things that has always been there. And it's just an amazing show. The music is amazing. The animatronics are amazing. Everything about that show is just, the theater is beautiful. So I would, really like to get back to see that. Magic Kingdom, definitely I'd love to get on Peter Pan, the Haunted Mansion. I want to go see the Carousel of Progress again with my daughter. We love watching that. It's one of our favorite things to do. So we'll see. The curious thing would be to see how Rise of the Resistance is going to work with the limited capacity over at Hollywood Studios. I doubt if they're going to do the virtual queue again. At least I hope they don't. So it might be a little easier to get on Rise of the Resistance with the limited amount of people that are going to be going in and out of that venue. So that might be a cool thing, kind of a bonus there. PT or Tesla is more valuable than Disney, Coke, and Toyota. Well, Tesla, yeah, with he's the guy sending all the rockets up there now, Elon Musk. So definitely, he's a very valuable commodity for sure. Let's see, Mark, you're welcome. Live long and prosper to you as well, my friend, if you're still here. There you go. I'm a Trekkie as well. Alice, you like the Soarin', absolutely. P-tier, what about riding the Skyliner? Oh, that is the other thing. Thank you for reminding me about the transportation. From what I've seen and what I've heard, that the Disney Skyliner is definitely going to be open on the 15th. Once Epcot and Hollywood Studios open, then the Disney Skyliner will open as well. Which, in my opinion, I think that will probably be the safest mode of transportation over the buses, over the monorail. The monorail is going to be running on a limited basis. The ferry boats, we saw WDW News had that the ferry boats were doing some testing back and forth, so it looks like the ferry boats will be running. From what I've heard, the trams are not going to be in operation, but that's not confirmed yet. So we'll have to wait and see as far as that. But the Skyliner, just because of the limited amount of people, they're probably going to limit it to just your family or you as a single rider in the Skyliner. And just getting in there, it's a small enclosed space, and you'll be able to get in there and clean a lot easier, a lot quicker. Cast members can get in and out and clean those gondolas pretty quick compared to the monorails where you have larger groups of people. The buses where you have, even if it's 25, 30 people, you could have 2 or 3 people on the gondola, or just yourself on a gondola. So just odds alone, being outside of a large group, for me personally, I think riding the Skyliner is going to be the best option. So definitely I'm all for that, and would love to get back on there again. I really can't wait to take that ride again definitely on the 15th. Like I said, I have reservations for Epcot on the 15th, so we'll definitely be taking a Skyliner ride as well. Very, very cool for sure. You can actually see the cool gondola shirt there. You can check those out. PassportToTheParks.com. You can find these shirts and all kinds of cool shirts there as well. Just go to the store over there and support with some Passport to the Parks merch. It's always appreciated, and they've got some cool stuff over there. So, and I always want to thank Modeling Disney for helping design a lot of the things that you see over there. He's an amazing designer. ModelingDisney.com. You can check out him and a lot of stuff he does as well. So that being said, I guess that is good for now. And like I said, I'll be trying to do this probably daily, coming back on as much as possible. And we're going to be doing some other cool stuff on the channel as well. Trying to keep things going and keep things motivated and keep us in conversation mode and keep the community going here. And eventually we'll get back into the parks and start having some fun as well. But thank you again for the super chat, and much appreciated. And thank you guys for the awesome comments and for being here and supporting and just having a great time. And I will keep you posted as well about the heart issues and all that kind of stuff. So